What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Brothers Geek Out channel. It's another episode of Fight Talk. Happy New Year to everyone. We've been out for a while, but we're back. Two brothers across the world just geeking out about fights. What's going on, KWS? Oh, just a quick heads up, guys. Please check the description if you want to get straight to the Fight Talk. It's in the description. It'll be the first thing. So you can skip the little chit chat. But if not, if you want to hear us and see what we've been up to, just stick around and see what's up. What's up, KWS? How you doing, brother?
Nice. I'm really good. That's a nice hat, by the way.
Thank you, man. It's a new one. It's a new rebranded one, man. New logo.
Yeah, I see that. It's cool. How many colors do you have?
I think for now it's just the one, and then we're just gonna expand on it a little bit. But yeah, no, just the one for now.
Nice. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to you as well, G. I'm glad to hear that you're finally grounded and back into your capital R routine. Because all you've been talking about is, man, I miss my routine. I'm gonna get back to my routine. You sound like fucking DMX.
Man, you know me. I'm a routine guy. Obviously, I was away in the UK for the last month, and then I was sick for the last month as well. So it just sucked not to be in routine, not to do any training. Yes, I'm on vacation being in the UK, but just to get some training in, just missed all of that, man. And thank God I came back last week to Dubai. Thank God that week I kind of recovered. I wouldn't say I'm 100%, there's still a little bit in my chest, but you know what? I feel great. Thank God yesterday I slept pretty good. So I've done my morning routine. I've done my earthing and getting some vitamin D. I've done the cold plunge, done my little yoga. And then today I'm gonna do, I have to do, this week the goal is to do my martial arts. I'm going back to jiu-jitsu. All the training I do around the martial arts, like the weights and stuff, I'm gonna that's not priority. The priority is the martial arts. So today I'm gonna go back to jiu-jitsu, and tomorrow MMA, Wednesday, I miss it so much, and just my health's been basic. I hope I can hold up just because of the cough and whatnot, the respirational issue I had, the lungs, I was coughing a little bit when I was doing my warm-up, so I definitely feel like I'm gonna feel it, but let me see how far I could go. But yeah, it just feels good. I just want to do routine. I just want to be back in my routine. I want to be disciplined on my routine. So then I just feel good about myself at the end. Like I've been feeling basic, like no training, nothing. Even my diet back on point today, like nothing, sugars, crap. It's been okay last week, but back on point. I've even started a new thing just adding a bit more where I want to start off. Because I shrink so much. By Wednesday, right, I'll get down to like just under 56, like 55.8 or something, like 55.9 or something like that. I want to see if I can maintain 58. By Sunday, I do explode up to like 59 because I eat like crap or whatnot, and I don't train as hard. But that's like my weight fluctuation from like Sunday to Wednesday, depending on my training and all that stuff. So I'm trying to like eat more. I got some like what do you call it, beef snacks here that I just warmed up, and I'm gonna be snacking on those throughout the day just to kind of keep some calories up and whatnot. So I'm hoping like I could keep my weight up to like 58, even with hard training. I stay and maintain 58 with the hard training. 58 it's like my walk around weight, my general walk around weight. It's in the middle because I fluctuate between, like I said, like 56 to 59. So if I could fluctuate, if I could just hold about 58, that would be good for me. But yeah, man.
Why? Like, what's for this on exactly?
Just because I shrink so much, and I'm thinking if I can maintain 58, can I bring some strength to it a little bit? With wrestling and jiu-jitsu just a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be much of a difference because I'm always wrestling and jiu-jitsu against way bigger people. But does it give me any sort of thing? Plus, I do shrink so much. I mean, well, I hit 55 point. With a good week of training and diet, I hit 55.90, like just under 56. And I'm like, man, that's very light, right? I don't want to get that light. So I'm trying to see if I can keep up, to 58 at least, if I can. 57, 58.
So, okay, so riddle me this, right? What would happen? how would you feel if you get to like 62 or something? Like,
I
are
would
you
love
gonna be
that.
like, shit,
I
I need
would
to cut
love
down?
that. But
So,
but the
so
thing
what we
is,
doing?
no. The
See,
thing is, I've been there. I've done
I
trying to
remember.
get to 60
Yeah, I
kg. My
remember.
goal was 60. 6 meals a day, bro. 6 meals a
Yeah, I
day.
remember.
And then what happened was within the first, I've done it for 8 months. I was so obsessed with getting big. What happened
Yeah.
was within the first couple of weeks, I started putting on bad weight, fat, and all that sort of stuff, right? And it was horrible. I started getting out of shape, whatnot. So then I upped my training. So I was training 3 times a day and eating 6 meals a day. Now, yes, that gave me a good balance, but all that did was took me to 60 kgs. Like, it didn't take me above, maybe 61 possibly or whatnot. And I was just like, this is hard work. Like 6 meals a day, like I just felt it was unhealthy after. And yes, I look great because I train 3 times a day, but it was just hard work. It's not a lifestyle that I can maintain realistically for forever.
What? How many different diets did you try? Have you thought about trying something different? Do you want to? Is it
That's a
worth the
good point,
time?
man. I mean, I think now
Because
my mentality
yeah,
is more about health than it is weight. So, me thinking about putting on weight is like not a priority. Yes, I'm trying something new, but I'm still gonna be fasting. Like my window of eating has started. I'm gonna finish eating by 3 p.m. my time, and that's it. So that I'm still gonna fast. I'm still gonna keep it keto and whatnot. Um, so I'm gonna add more calories to it, but the main thing for me is health. It's not gonna be weight. Just see if I can add an extra bit of calories in there to, extra bit
yeah.
of protein and whatnot, just to kind of keep it up.
Okay, okay. Well, what's your take on protein shakes? I forgot that.
You know what? I'm cool with it. My little brother asks me all the time. I'm cool with it as long as you find a natural one. I mean, I don't know it's whey protein and whatnot. As long as you find a trusted source. I personally take vegan based protein, so I take a pea protein,
Okay.
but I mix it with a whole bunch of
Oh, okay.
stuff. Like, yeah, my protein shake is like a smoothie type shake. I got protein in it. I got athletic greens,
Peanut
MCT
butter?
oils, coconut oils, turmeric, garlic,
Oh shit.
fruits,
Oh,
apple cider vinegar.
oh.
I felt all of it in there. Like it's a big super shake. I'm gonna have that later on. So it's not just proteins, like you know what I mean?
That's not what I expected. When you were like smoothie, I was like, ooh, he makes it into like a milkshake. He put all this fucking Jolly Green Giant shit in. Oh look, and he's drinking the fucking whole cup too.
Bro, it's literally as crazy. It's all green. It is all green. And the missus buys little
Yeah.
vegetables here and there. I'll cut that up and put it in there. It's like a big ass smoothie that I basically make with my protein shake. So, but my little brother, he's been asking. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Take it. Like, you want an extra bit of protein. Just make sure it's a trusted source. It's not
Yeah.
full of bullshit or whatnot. Not that I'm an expert on which ones to take or whatnot, but I just like to stick. For me, I personally like. I'll stick to a vegan based one. I used to buy hemp protein, but it's not legal in Dubai, so I've moved to pea based protein. But
Mm,
that's just my opinion, basically. Obviously, you
okay.
want the best protein that gives you all the amino acids and all as many as possible and all that sort of stuff. And if I remember, hemp protein was one of the best ones to give you all the different amino acids within that make up a protein block and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
but
Very
that's
nice.
illegal here, so I moved to pea based.
Pea brain. Yeah. Right. So the other question I have for you is, do they have weight gainer in that vegan form? Because I don't know if weight gainer works the same for everybody, but there's a few examples of people who I know who had issues putting on weight. One of them was a brother as well, which we all know we do have the advantage when it comes to muscle mass. It's what it is, but he didn't, and he had to go and work. He's ex basketball player, ex pro basketball player, and he had to work and he tried this weight gainer. And I remember seeing him. It was almost like because he's got like a very like slim athletic build, so it was almost like seeing him at Freezer's final form, no Freezer's final form and Freezer's final form 100%, like that. It was like
Oh
that, like
damn.
just
Okay.
like slim with extra muscle on it, like oh shit. So obviously he did a lot of other things. He was doing a lot of powerlifting and those things because it was part of the sport. But he did say that he got significantly more size from the protein. what do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how old or young this brother is and what his goal is or whatnot. So I think that's a valid thing to do. I
When he
think
was,
in my go on,
I
go.
was gonna say when he was doing all that stuff, this was like fuck, like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay,
So
yeah.
it's a
So
long,
I
long time.
think if I was 15 years ago, I would have done that because I was trying to eat 6 meals a day and all that sort of stuff. So right now I'm not on it, man. I'm hitting nearly 40. I'm gonna be 39 in 2 months. How crazy is that, bro? I'm not interested in that. I'm just more interested in the health. Like I said, I'm gonna add a little things and whatnot to see if I can. But to like actively be like, I'm gonna go get weight gainer, I'm gonna do powerlifting. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do no, I'm not into that. I'm gonna carry on doing what I'm doing, think about my health, think about my recovery, and just add a little thing. Like I said, I've got these meat snacks, I'm gonna snack on this throughout the day, and I'm gonna, add a
Mm.
little bit of calories, but at 3 p.m. I'm gonna stop eating. You know what I mean? I'm gonna carry on my fasting. I like fasting, I like the way I feel, and based on the science, not that I've tested myself, but believing in other people's like other
Bro science.
scientists. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not both sides, not both sides. No, I'm talking
bro
about
science.
real
Okay,
science. Yeah, both sides is some
bro
basic
science.
gym shit, right? I'm talking about real science that you hear from podcasts, be it on Joe Rogan's or Dr. Huberman and all that sort of stuff, right?
Or journals, right?
They say fasting is effective and it reduces comorbidity diseases and all that sort of stuff. So I have to believe in them because they're the scientists, they're the expert. So I've been trying it on myself and I like it. I believe in it. So I'm gonna just carry on doing that. Yeah.
Well, see how happens, but I think if you're on the experimentation side, maybe experiment with the whey protein if you not seeing any results. You know, not
Yeah,
whey
I mean,
protein, sorry, the weight gainer one. If you really
yeah.
want to gain that extra calories, okay, not weight, calories, okay, so calories, extra calories, and you don't get any results from this, maybe look at it, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think because of my mentality, because I'm not like obsessed about gaining the weight, I'm gonna be cool with it, regardless of what happens. You know what I mean? I think if this was me 15 years ago, I would be like, I'm upset. That's like I said, that's why I was on 6 meals a day back then to get that weight. But I didn't like I liked the results, but it's not a lifestyle that I wanted to maintain. And like I said, now the way my mentality is, I don't believe eating that much calories is healthy, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. What about you? How you been, bro? Well, listen, we haven't seen you in ages. It's been like a month, I would say. I know there hasn't been fights or whatnot, but I've been in the UK, been on vacation or whatnot. But how you been? How's everything going on in Thailand? Where in Thailand are you now? What's happening?
Yeah. So I'm ooh, that kind of hurt. I'm in, I'm in Bangkok at the moment. Ah, one of those ones. Stoicism didn't work that time. Anyway, I'm in Bangkok at the moment. I've been staying at my friend's house to just gather myself and settle down a bit. Uh, yeah, there's been quite a lot of changes. It's been happening, and yeah, the journey's been fun. It's been interesting. It's taught me a lot, and I've figured out a lot more than I did before. And it's another year in a sense, but I've only been here for like 4 months. Okay, he's on it. He's on it. Yeah. Mine's coming soon, boy. Mine's coming real soon. Damn, these guys are slow. Um, yeah, it's been wild. It's been a roller coaster. Since I've spoken to you, like my story has had so many different twists in the tail that I can only sit back and admire that. Whoa! Oh, what? Wow! It's like there's so many different things happening. But I'm doing it well, and yeah, I think I'm going to be in Bangkok for a little bit longer. In short, got myself into playing football on a more regular basis now, so that's kind of a part of me is back. So that's good. Yeah, just I've been spending more time outside, going to coffee shops and doing work there, and just being out in with people rather than just being inside. That was a lot of at least 3 or 4 months of my time I was in solitude. And don't get me wrong, solitude is brilliant. It's amazing. Like I'm sure you can probably say for yourself, like you do a lot of work in solitude, and necessary. But now, like that hermit version is taking a back seat now, So back in the world, and yeah, it's been nice. I'm trying to find myself a bit more here and so on. I still want to go check some other cities and go and see one championship, right? Still want to do that live. Yeah, I still have some things I want to do, but first thing is first is to settle down. That's it. So I've been kind to myself. Like I forget that I've been here such a short time. I kind of expected everything to just kind of happen like this, and it doesn't go that way. And that's just the way it is. Like you have to take a step back and realize that divine timing. It's one of them situations, divine timing. You put in the work you need to do, and you put your intentions out there and you make it happen. But it's not going to happen when you want it to happen. It's going to happen when it's meant to happen. So that was thoughts that I had early on in the year, last year when I got here, and had to just kind of slow things down and just understand that things will show eventually, and they happen. So yeah, it's been amazing. When I go back to the UK, fuck no, yo. Them people over there, it's crazy. Like everybody has their issues everywhere, right? And everyone has this and that and that and this. But the thing I keep hearing from my friends is, don't come back. No, like if you have to come back, then just and carry on. Don't come back here. I'm like, man, some people I never even imagined said that to me. I'm like, shit, you don't even know me that well, right? So fuck. Whatever you feeling, you feel it. So yeah, man, it's been that. So all in all, I've learned not to live back in the UK. Whatever happens, yeah. If Thailand doesn't work, I'll go back to London, hug my mother, play some Xbox, play some PS4, do some things there, and I'll get on the plane and I'll go somewhere else. That's the fact of it. That's the summary of what I feel from being away from everybody and everything that I know for 4 months. That's what I feel, right? And you know exactly about it because you've done it. You know all of what I'm telling you and more. Yeah, you're the best person to speak about this stuff. Even the basketball player, he had been away for 5 years playing basketball in Italy, in Germany, in Spain. And I often forget because it was another lifetime ago that he had been through this stuff, solitude and being with his family and all of these things. And now he works in an office, and he's a different person, property. It's a different person, But he used to be this baller that's trying to get to the NBA. That was his journey. That was his mission. So yeah, so it's crazy. And I've spent so much more time reading and writing in journals. Like I've never written ever. Like what the fuck is that? I go to the coffee shop. I don't have anything going on. I take my book out. I'm like, put the date down and put down what happened and how I feel about it and so on and so on, and my thoughts and all these emotions attached to it. It's very positive stuff. It's all very positive stuff, but I guess because of my solitude and because I haven't really made friends here that's worth much time. People, different mindsets. So I'm writing in these books, and it's fueling me with information and knowledge about myself and about everything. And it's really weird. It's really weird. I'd gone from all of these like giant friendship groups. I've shaved a lot of them off as well in the past 2 months. A lot of people had to go. I'm sure you probably had the same thing.
Yeah.
Part of the growth, part of the shedding skin, the snake that I am. And and to kind of leave a lot of them physically, a lot of people mentally and whatever, and to just kind of dumb it down to a book. You know, this is now the person that I engage with most. I speak to the most. So it's been very eye opening. I cannot explain it, but I feel serendipity.
Yeah, mate. I mean, listen, man, like what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And I think you get that when you like one, come out of your comfort zone when you're, leave the UK or whatever it is, leave home. And two, having that what did you call it when you're by yourself?
Hermit,
So
hermit mode.
no, no, what was the word that you use when you're by yourself or you're only by confinement, solitary or whatnot?
Solitude. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
solitude, that's it. I listen, yeah, no, I exactly know what you mean because then you're able to, you learn a lot more about yourself. You're away from the bullshit, you're away from, like I say, you really do find out, listen, friends are friends, but you got like family who become like friends who become family, and then you got acquaintances and you kind of learn the differences. And then also when you're away from that, you kind of like get away from the bullshit. Like when you learn about yourself, you're not there with acquaintances who are cool to be with, but that's constant bullshit sometimes. It takes you away from certain things. Be it, oh, let's go to the pub or let's go do this, let's go. There's nothing really productive, especially as you get older, there's nothing really productive that can come out of it if you're in that all the time. I think now and then is good. But if you're around it all the time and you just get trapped in it, the only way to get out is actually to be away. And I felt the same thing as well. Like, when I was in Hong Kong and Singapore and whatnot, especially in Singapore, because I was literally by myself, especially during COVID and whatnot. But you learn more about yourself, you try to grow. We're getting older, so like there's a lot more that we're trying to understand about ourselves, but for our future and whatnot, like our mental health, our physical health, all that sort of stuff. And I think all of it helps. Like I used to love, don't get me wrong, when I in Singapore, I used to love chilling with the guys and watching UFC every Sunday and whatnot. And I consider them as my UFC what do you call it? Not friends, I would say they're acquaintances and whatnot. But they used to invite me out every week and stuff. Now I used to go I rarely went. But I was like, this is not productive. I'm not really enjoying going to the pub on a Saturday night and you guys getting smashed and whatever. And then Sunday we want to wake up and watch UFC. It's like, you know what, boys? What I really enjoy with you lot is actually just watching the UFC. I'm not going to come out with you and whatnot. But I just feel like, again, it's just me. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad people and whatnot. It's just about understanding myself and yourself and being true to yourself, right? Rather than like, oh, I should be out with them because to show them that I'm, I'm a nice, funny, whatever guy it is. And I don't know. You find more about yourself. You learn more. And the journal stuff, I've never written in a journal, but I know my missus does every single day. And there's something about it that's I don't know. I haven't actually really asked her, but I think as you were saying for yourself, what you discovered, just writing your thoughts down, that you're just writing up your story, you're writing your thoughts, you're able to process it and whatnot. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing to do. You learn a lot about yourself. With the UK, say I would never go back. I would never go. I only go back because of my family. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't go back. So I get it. I get it. There is a better life out there. I'm not saying, listen, a lot of people are in the UK, and I biasly love it. And it's given me great opportunities, from my grandfather to my father. So I have a lot of debt towards the UK. I love it from that perspective. But just the standard of living, I've had the privilege to move out. And I learned that, you know what, there is a better standard of living life outside of the UK. And I've had the privilege to take advantage of that. And that's what I'm doing now. I've been doing for the last, how many years now, man? Nearly 10 years. Yeah, it's crazy. 2014, I left. At end of October 2014, I left the UK. So this year, when it comes to October, it'll be 10 years exactly. How crazy is that?
So I've known you for 10 years then, basically.
Yeah, because I met you 6 months before I left, right? So yeah, about 10
Yeah, I
years.
thought to Urban Kings.
Urban Kings.
You had that, you wanted that lunchtime schedule so you could roll and go
Yes,
to roll and go to work.
exactly. I had two gyms then. I trained at Urban Kings. This was when I was younger and obsessed more. I train at Urban King so I could get a quick roll in on at lunchtime, and then after work I would go to the MMA gym that I was training at the time and go roll there as well. So I was obsessed at that time, and my body could take it. Not that, yeah, my body could take it more than anything. That's what it is. Now my body can't take that shit, so I can't do. Yeah.
Have you found, right, that during your time when you had removed yourself from certain situations and gone into solitude, and then sometimes get roped back into certain situations or certain conversations with people, have you found that you find it harder to relate to them now? Conversation,
Yes, yeah,
it's
definitely.
like, yeah, it's just cool. Oh
Definitely.
shit.
Oh shit, bro, you're gonna hurt yourself today.
You know,
But yeah,
you know how many fucking moves could have just happened right
I know,
there?
I
Like, that was
know.
crazy.
Yeah,
Shit.
bro, 100%, 100%. I think first of all, like, you find your group of friends that you know are there for you and whatnot, you can always relate to, no matter how many months you've been away and whatnot. You definitely clarify who they are. There are certain groups that you're just like, cool, like you can't relate in certain conversations, but you're having, I guess you're just having a catch-up conversation. You're having a regular conversation. And then I
Small
think,
talk, right?
yeah, exactly, small talk. And then I think what I also found is like, when I'm trying to get to know people in these places, like say make friends or whatnot, or just make connections, what I found is yes, a lot of people I can't relate to because the mentality is different. And I've always said this, like I'm more of a, I like deeper conversations. So it's very harder to, it was way harder to find those conversations. And then what I found was like I found it comfortable eventually to be like, you know what, I don't want to be in this environment, or I don't really need to know you, or why am I changing myself to try and fit in with this group of people and trying to be like you lot? No, this is not me. Just don't go. Like I would go to be like, oh, you should be there, you should be sociable and be around these people, and maybe you can make friends. Like, don't even go. And you know what I found? I tell you something, like in Hong Kong, so obviously, I know George and whatnot, and he introduced me to a whole group of people of his friends and whatnot, like loads of them. I'm talking about at least 30, 40 people and whatnot. Out of all of them, yes, I would go out with them and whatnot. And at the time, I knew I didn't feel comfortable. But at the time, I was like, oh, let's just go out, let's make friends and whatnot. What I found is when I felt comfortable to admit that I'm not comfortable with these group of people, and just kind of, not that I didn't like them, they're nice guys or what, but just stayed back and stayed in my own comfort zone. Out of all of them, there was like three people who I made close friendships with. George is one of them, and then two other guys or whatnot. Um, and what I found is like I found those three people. Well, George I knew from before, so those two people. After I felt comfortable to remove myself from the whole group to be like, I don't fit in here. But the two guys who genuinely appreciated me for who I am came out of that. Do you know what I mean? And now we're close friends. I keep in touch with those two boys, especially one of them. But both of them anyway. I keep in touch with them after I've left Hong Kong many years. The rest of them, I don't know them. I'll be like, they're not my friends. They're never going to be my friend. But you see what I'm saying? I only discovered that after I felt comfortable and confident to be like, I don't need to be with you group of guys. And only the two that came out really did appreciate me for who I was. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So okay, so you definitely been through that situation as well, and yeah, that's what I'm finding. Like I'm finding meeting people via many social avenues on occasion, and it's like, man, you worried about those things? Like your focus is on this, your eyes are on that. I'm like, I, I where's my book? So yeah, man, it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that. Reading on like stoicism and philosophy and so on, and you know, watching things about like Marcus Aurelius and such. And they speak many things about Seneca about you know, being by yourself is a good thing, and it's a great thing. And you know, you will always find the right kinds of people, or you'll always attract the right kind of people when you're ready to, kind of thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with the solo path. You know, it's a part of the journey. It's not the whole journey kind of thing. So just kind of be present and accept that there's phases in life that you're going to go through. And through that, you're going to meet the person that's going to be like almost similar to you in a sense. Yeah, because that's what we seek. We seek what's familiar. A part of it's the ego, seeking what's familiar, you know, but it's not the majority of it. It's what works, right? It's what works. So yeah, it's been all of those kind of things that's been happening, and I find it amazing.
Yes, amazing. And you know what? I mean, like from my experience, like knowing you for the last 10 years, like I've always known you as a very extroverted individual, like personality. Like I've seen you gone out with you, you're great with people, new people, crowds of people, whatever it is, you're just amazing with people, with that extroverted sort of mentality. And I'm very different. I'm an introvert. I don't like being around big crowds. I'm not good with a group of strangers or whatnot. So I like to stay away and whatnot. But to hearing you as that extroverted individual who's amazing with people, like not coming away from that, but just kind of like seeing the benefits of being by yourself, understanding yourself a bit better. It's an interesting, it's interesting, you know what I mean? Like that I'm not saying that you're becoming an introvert or nothing like that, but it's just interesting to see it from your perspective.
In
Yeah.
some regard. I have in some, like I said, it's a phase. Yeah, it's different phases, right? So I had a phase. I can honestly say in Samui from end of September till let's say end of December, I was isolated. Yeah, so I did have that phase like that.
Mm.
Not out of choice, mostly, but it became kind of easier to just do that because of the logistically where things were. Like, it cost a lot of money to get to places. I was on standby. I was waiting for all of these things. Why it was like that. But yeah, I mean, I think like you were saying, it's interesting. Oh, well, it's interesting to see on the outside of you, but what's really happening is that I have gone inside myself, understand what I'm about, and realize that yeah, like I want different things from my interactions with people. My Grab driver's here.
All right, go do it. Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna start on the fights, but you go do the thing,
Yes.
man. Yes, we'll start
All
on the
right.
fight. Yeah. Well, so
Sure.
good conversation, guys. Good conversation. It's good to catch up with K West and just kind of talk through what we're going through. But anyway, this is Fight Talk. So let's talk through some fights. We had the first UFC fight night of 2024, and it was a rematch between Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker. So we know what happened last year in October. It was in Abu Dhabi. The fight became a no contest because of an illegal knee from Magomed to Johnny Walker. And then when the doctors asked Johnny Walker questions or whatnot, they literally asked him, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm in the desert," which technically is kind of right in Abu Dhabi, but he wasn't specific. And I remember that night, the doctor called off a few different fights. But anyway, there was a lot of commotion after that. The doctor called off the fight, a lot of commotion, all that sort of stuff. And now we had the rematch. And great fight. Actually, it was a very great fight. Walker came out, guns blazing, kicking, capoeira, hook kicks, spinning kicks, axe kicks, really just trying to create that range with the kicking and the diverse amount of kicking. Now, this was a 5-round fight. I don't know if he was able to keep that up, if the game plan was to keep that up the whole time, but he was very elusive with his kicks. And Magomed was a lot more patient. He was able to avoid a lot of the kicks, but he did get hit by a couple of axe kicks and whatnot, or an axe kick and whatnot. And then ended up knocking Walker out in the second round with a straight right hand. You know, a straight, well, actually, it wasn't a straight, I think it was a hook, a right hook, knocked him down, and then just finished it with some ground and pound and whatnot. So, I mean, look, Magomed did fight for the title where he fought Jan Bolovic, if I said his name correctly. So he's on that level, and Walker's on that level as well, but there's just little slip-ups, you know what I mean? There is a little slip-up. So well, maybe it is that explosive style. I don't know. I think he's trying to find that balance. I'm just talking about the fights, bro. So Johnny Walker, Magomed. Just saying with Johnny Walker, so he got caught with that right hook, and and he was being very elusive with his kicks, hook kicks, kick spinning kicks, capoeira, all that sort of stuff. But I think there's a balance between Johnny Walker that he's trying to find, because the elusiveness and the explosiveness is what got him hyped and got him up there. But the moment you fight someone like a Magomed, Ankalaev, what's the champion's name? Why have I gone blank? Or who just gave up the belt?
Oh, no. Huh?
Who's
that?
why have I gone? No, let me. There's that guy. Who's a black dude?
Gave up the. Oh!
I've gone blank. I've gone so blank.
I just don't even. I've got no energy for that guy, man. That's not his name.
I've gone so blank. Okay,
Jamal Hill.
Jamal Hill. Bloody hell, Jamal Hill.
Yeah, okay.
He got knocked out by Jamal Hill.
Power.
You got
no power.
He got, yeah. I mean, when you say no power, what do you mean, like star power?
Like he's got the draw. Yeah. I'm not interested in this.
Pereira's the champ.
Not yet. Anyway, not yet.
I think with Johnny Walker, when you go up against the Jamal Hills, the Alex Pereiras, the Magomed, the explosiveness and elusiveness, I think it works in the beginning just to apply pressure, but I don't think it's something that can, like, he's got to find that balance, man. You know what I mean? The flying knees, or the, yes, that's amazing. I think there's a balance that he needs to find, and I think that's what he's trying to do at the gym with Kavanaugh and whatnot. But I don't know if Johnny Walker, I don't know. I think he's still got time to learn and whatnot. But that sort of explosiveness is not going to fully work with those guys on the top, because Magomed was, yeah, he was blocking a lot of them, moving away and whatnot. Yeah, he got hit by an axe kick and all that sort of stuff. But when it came down to the precision and the patience, he just waited for that right time, hit him with that bomb right hook, and then finish the fight. And he's on that level, you know what I mean? He's ready to fight for a title, you know, he's ready to fight. So that's, you know, that should be the next, I feel like that should be the next fight, you know, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev, I think. Like, that would be a great fight. I don't know, what did you think? I know you said you're a bit disappointed with Johnny Walker's loss. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You can't do those things at the highest level. I mean, look at John Jones. Not that he did do it at the high. I mean, he was a different athlete when he was doing it. He was younger, right? And he was doing it at a stage where, like, it was not seen before. Yeah, so now there's enough tape on him. He doesn't do as much of that crazy shit anymore, right? That's probably what it is, because he can still do it. But people expect these things now. With Johnny Walker, we know what he's capable of doing, and it, you know, it's a very risky style of fighting, and he's obviously been able to do those things in the past, and like I said, the opponents have improved, right, drastically. You know, the experience level is a whole different fish, so it's not working for him. But I see why I was disappointed with him is that he it's like he kind of ran out of things to do, because he tried all this stuff at the first round, and you can see, you know, it wasn't working, right? Like you said, everything was being blocked and whatever. So like he was trying to just find these things to do, to just kind of, I don't know, like buy time, and I don't know what he expected to do. But come the second round, I kind of knew the momentum had shifted completely, because he just didn't have anything, and that's why I was disappointed, because I was like, like, it's frustrating because I want to see him go to the next level and improve and so on. But, you know, hats off to Magomed. He's, you know, he's exactly what he said he is, right? Which is a finisher, clinical, and so on. So, yeah, I can see him fighting for the belt. I don't know if I could. Can you see him taking it?
I think with Pereira, I think there was a little like tweet exchange or whatnot, or just comments on the post-fight interview saying that he's, you know, he would knock him out as well. Like, maybe wrestle him, maybe, like, you know, use your, because he's a wrestler, right? He's a wrestler. His base, I think his base is sambo and wrestling or whatnot. Use your base to base. I mean, listen, you never know in this game or whatnot, but I would say there's a chance. I would say there is a chance, because he had a great fight against Yuri Pereira. No, sorry. But Jan Blachowicz, yeah. right? Remember that fight? And yes, it was a draw, whatnot.
Yeah.
But that was a great fight. I think. Listen. I think he's up there, man. I think if he gets a title fight, implement a wrestling heavy game, there's chance.
Possibilities.
There's a chance, but I think what's his name? Pereira is dangerous at that weight class as well. He's not shrinking himself too much, not draining himself too much. And obviously he's training with Glover Teixeira, which is one of the best grapplers and jiu-jitsu practitioners. So he's doing that every day. It's not like he's waiting for a fight camp. He's doing that every day, improving his grappling. Not saying that it can make a difference against a elite wrestler or whatnot, but it will definitely put up some kind of resistance, you know what I mean? So it's an interesting fight. If they make that one, it's an interesting fight. I feel like at light heavyweight, do it. And when Jamal Hill comes back, unless Jamal Hill comes back ready to fight, then make that fight happen because he was the champ. If not, then do Ankalaev, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's not forget that Glover's a pretty good wrestler as well, right? He's a pretty good wrestler, so that's another implementation that you can, give to him. Wrestling defense too, because a lot of Brazilians aren't really wrestlers. They're BJJ practitioners. Most of them are black belts from like 5,000 years ago, or whatever it is, and they never used any of their skills anymore. Really, like once years go past. But Glover was he was good at wrestling. I remember, he was able to get into good positions with many a fighter, get him in the wrestling position, and then obviously finish them with rear nakeds or other submissions. So yeah, it's like, for example, Gilbert Burns, right? You think BJJ, he's also a really good wrestler. So when you get that hybrid of a Brazilian who's a BJJ expert and a wrestler and good hand, it's like, oh shit, it's like a whole new evolution is occurring. But yeah, no, I think it's a really good mix, what you said there. And if they can all stay healthy, fuck, man, we can have a great fight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, ever since Jones left the light heavyweight division, it's been open, man. And DC, I would say, and DC, it's been open. It's been open, and I would say, yeah, I would say it's fun. It's fun for it to be open, changing title hands and whatnot, and seeing who could be the dominant one. I mean, we just don't know who could be that John Jones at that level. I don't know if there ever will be, but it's fun because that's constantly changing hands. Same with the heavyweight champions, always changing hands. It's like when you get to middleweight, you started getting your Anderson Silvers, you just hold it for a long time. Welterweight, you get your GSP type of guys who hold it for a long time. Lightweight, you get your Khabibs or whatnot who held it. I mean, I don't know if they held it a long time because he defended a couple of times. Let's see if Islam can hold it for a long period of time. But the lower the weight class after heavyweight and light heavyweight, you just get a more of an individual dominance. Whereas at light heavyweight, after John Jones and DC left, it's changing constantly, which makes it exciting. And heavyweight's always changing. Like that belt's like never consistent. Except Stipe was the one who held it the longest and defended it the most time, and which is like 2 or 3 or something, which is crazy. But yeah, I think no, it should be fun. It should be fun. Let's see what they do with that division, man. Let's see what they do with Magomed. I mean, you still got Yuri, you got Jamal Hill, you got Jan. So let's see what happens with that. Moving on, bro, to the co-main event. And a legend, Jim Miller. At 40 years old, but he'd broken bare records, man. Like most fights in the UFC, most wins, most submissions, most finish, everything, most time. He is an absolute legend. I think he's even in a healthy position to kind of maintain and get onto UFC 300. So he's been on UFC 100, 200, now 300. And bro, yesterday, just watching him fight, you're thinking, like, I was a little bit nervous because he's such a legend, right? And I was like, oh, is he slowed down or whatnot? Man, listen, he's fighting. I'm not saying he's fighting the top of the division, but I think he's being very smart with his opponents, right? He's not like, I don't think he's like, I want to fight for the title. No, he's like, no, I want to fight. Just give me some other fights, and he's taken them. He's been very smart, and he's winning. Like yesterday, he was on point with his striking, and then he's wrestling, throwing hard leg kicks, and then shooting for the double leg. Ended up taking his back, and I think he's got like 8 or 9 rear naked chokes, and he again did it. And I'm like, he's not only just a legend and still doing it. I think he's just very smart with who he's fighting. Like, if he tried to be like, I'm fighting the best now, or the up and coming lightweight, whoever it is, he's gonna get. I think he knows. But he's just like, nah. Let me fight some of these other guys who are within, you know, because he's getting older and he's a veteran. He's taking so much fit. I think he's super smart as well as just being just a bad motherfucker, man. So good to see him win. I kind of hope he has an amazing story at UFC 300. In my opinion, that he can do what he wants, that he fights someone there, he wins, he retires, and says, I'm done, guys. That would be amazing for him. I would hate for him to start going on a losing streak or whatnot if that was to happen. You know what I mean? Just because I think he's just a legend, man. Just so amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. Jim Miller he's been around since the beginning of time, and you know, he's done a lot for the sport, broken the records. He's like adapted into a new kind of the twilight years of his life in a very smart way. It's a great transition. It's almost like he's created a veteran division for himself where it's working for him. He's able to compete. He called out Paul Felder.
Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. That'll be interesting if Paul will come back. I mean, maybe if they offer that to Paul Felder, maybe he might do it because it's UFC 300, it's Jim Miller. He might do it himself, even though he's retired or whatnot. But that's interesting. I think that's a great fight too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and then they both just say, you know, put their hands up, cool, gloves come off, then, you know, whatever happens, happens. You know, I think that's a good fight to have for an end.
Yeah, amazing fight. I mean, Paul Felder doesn't have to. I mean, he's a great commentator as well, so he's got his success, and he's been doing those triathlon things as well. So I think he's focused his training on something else, but he doesn't have to do it. But it'd be a great fight. I think for legacy, I think Paul Felder might consider it because it's a UFC 300 and it's a Jim Miller, so it's very tempting. Yeah.
Talked about fighting again. You know, I think they talked about in the booth like, oh man, I feel like I want to get back in there, but so it's in his mind, and obviously we know how fighters are. It's always going to be in their mind, especially if they're watching the fight every week. You know, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. Smart move by Jim Miller. Again, I think it comes down to his intelligence of who he's calling out and who wants to fight. I think it's just amazing. Like he's just smart, man. He's just smart. He's not out there calling out Islam. I want to fight Tyrell. Like, nah, like why? You don't need to. You don't need to. Like, you've already proved yourself from that high level, and you're still high level. But you know, just knowing, being a veteran, being that old and taking so much, I guess I don't want to say damage, but he's been there, right? He's been there fighting for so long. No need to go up against. Like, that's the thing with Tony Ferguson, which sucks because he's on such a losing streak. He's been fighting killers. He's been fighting nothing but killers, right? The top of the top division. And then when it came to Paddy, who's an up and coming guy, it just goes to show that, like, he's just taking too much damage from the killers, and it's just, that's it, done. You know what I mean? So anyway, Jim Miller, man, legend, and I hope UFC 300 happens for him, and that'll be awesome. The rest of the card, I watched the rest of the main card. Ricky Simon versus Mario Batista. You know, good back and forth fight between those guys. So that was good. Phil Hawes versus Bruno. I'm just gonna quickly go through this. I do got to jump off in 5 minutes. I got a call. Phil Hawes versus
scrap this, man. Like the news of fights is more interesting than the rest of these cards, right? The news is more interesting.
All right, I just wanted to give out quick shout outs to Andrei Arlovski, because another legend is still doing it. He did lose, but cool. Yeah, go on. What news we got? Go.
Get cut. He's probably gonna get cut, right? Arlovski. That's his like 6th loss or something.
Yeah, I hope he don't get cut. I hope he just retires, man. My guy's ex-UFC heavyweight champ. Was he the first or what? No, not the first, but he was ex-heavyweight champ. Legend. He should just retire. Yeah.
He should. Madman. Right. So obviously the biggest one is Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. Come on, son.
Yeah. Big fight. And Ngannou, fucking amazing. Good for him for getting the big fights. And this is the crazy thing about boxing, man. We should have had Joshua, Fury, Wilder in that 2000 and
Four Horsemen.
those a couple of years ago, those three lot should be fighting, and look who's doing it. Freaking Francis is fighting them. It's crazy. It's crazy. And now people are counting out Wilder now. Oh, he ain't got it no more. It's just all bullshit, man. But look at Ngannou, man, doing the damn thing. And you know what's crazy? Before the Tyson Fury fight, I was like, look, I think Tyson's gonna piece him up, but whatever. After that fight, bro, I'm thinking Ngannou's winning this fight. I'm thinking he's knocking out Joshua. How crazy is that? How crazy is that?
It's on its head. Did you see Joshua's last fight at all?
I saw highlights.
Yeah, highlights. Okay. You know how the media is. Like the moment they're fickle as fuck, man. Like the moment he lost to Usyk, he was down, and then he finished this guy, and they're like, oh, he's got the killer instinct. Oh, he's a predator again.
That's boxing. I'm sorry for boxing fans. I apologize, but that's boxing, man. Like now they're carrying out Wilder, like everything he's achieved and all his in his career, just because he's lost two and whatnot. He doesn't have it. He doesn't. I'm just like, that's boxing for you. With MMA, that don't happen, man. Like that's what I love about MMA and UFC. It's like, you lost two, you lost three. Even with Tony Ferguson, he lost 7 or whatever it is. When he's fighting Paddy, you're like, oh, he could do it. He's still a killer. You know what I mean? You still have that hype. They still hype him. With boxing, they just write off people. So, yeah. But I do think Ngannou can win this one. I really do. With his orthodox style of boxing, changing stances, throwing a Superman punch here and there. I think, and his power, obviously, I reckon he can do it. If he did what he did to Tyson Fury, I reckon he can knock out AJ. Even though I'm an AJ fan, I like AJ. I like his mentality. I just think, but I think AJ, if he again stick to boxing, don't try and knock out Ngannou, box the dude, then he's got a good chance. If they put a good boxing strategy together, like to box him and not try to fight him and knock him out, just stick to boxing, then there's a good chance there, I think, for AJ. But I think Ngannou takes it.
I think he will do as well because, I know you have to go, so I'll probably make this the last thing. You got to go in a second, right?
Yeah, I got a call. I could buy a couple minutes.
Okay, I was gonna say, boxing masks, not the same as MMA masks, but I'm gonna use it, right? If Ngannou was able to nullify one of the best heavyweight boxers at the moment, which is Tyson Fury has been said, he probably boxed the head off most of the guys, and has done, and could most people believe he would have beaten Anthony Joshua. Well, then it means that in the maths is correct. Yeah, it's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to be an easy fight for Ngannou. But I think Fury doesn't have the equalizer that Joshua has, right? Joshua can change things in an instant with his hands. So it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge there because he can probably hit not as hard as he can, but probably close to the decibels, right? So it's going to be very fascinating to see about the boxing element, like pure boxing element, the science behind that, and then obviously the equalizers and who's going to be able to kind of dominate the ring and land their best punch. So I think Joshua is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still a fun fight. It's still a fun fight. I'm so happy for Ngannou for getting these fights, and it's interesting that he's making these fights happen. Whereas with the other, I can't believe that there was other three, Tyson, Deontay, and AJ just never fought. It's crazy that they didn't fight, and maybe that hype's gone now. Maybe that hype's gone away with those three not fights. How could you not have the best and the most hyped heavyweights at one time just not fighting? Not all three of them didn't fight each other. I don't know if it would happen. It might be happened too late. I don't know. But good for Ngannou, man. Happy for him. What other news we got, man? What else is going on?
Right. Okay. What do you think about Jones not being stripped from the title? Right. Aspinall's calling for Jones to be stripped. What do you think? Should he be stripped? He shouldn't be stripped. What do you think about that?
No, listen, Jones has been doing amazing things for the longest time, being so dominant. Yes, forget all the bad stuff that's happened or whatnot. But Like, why call for him to be? I don't know. I mean, and I don't think he should be. I don't think he's coming back. He got injured, legitimately got injured. Okay, so let him recover, let him come back. I don't think you need to for him to be strict. Let other people fight. Aspinall can fight. Stipe doesn't want to fight. You know what I'm trying to say? Like Stipe and Jones are still waiting to fight each other. You know, like I don't think
Yeah,
so. I don't. In my opinion, I don't know. I don't think so. Because Jones will be back. Unless he's gonna be out way longer. Let him, yeah, like
wait, yeah, I hear that. So what do you think with Stipe versus Aspinall? I mean,
they should
they
make
were
that
chewing each other
happen.
off. They should
Yeah,
make it happen, isn't it?
yeah. But
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think Stipe wants that legacy fight with John Jones. I think he just stuck on that. He hasn't fought, Stipe hasn't fought in years, bro. Since Ngannou fight. Like he's just waiting for
Watch
that
happen.
big John Jones fight. And maybe he's just like, I just want that one big fight and be done.
Who knows of him? From the time that he had that fight, he just had a new kid, didn't he, as well? So he's
Might have.
probably, yeah. I think he was around the time that his wife was pregnant. So he probably had gone back into family life and reset kind of thing. Maybe I don't know, but anyway, that was something. What else do we have? We have Habib, possibly rumors talking.
It's not
I see your
happening.
head shaking already.
Yeah, I heard Javier Mendes saying, guys, stop spreading the rumors, stop the
Calm
clickbait.
down.
It's not
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, so he's focused on it. He's made a commitment. He's a man of his word. He's focused on his family. It's all clickbait stuff. So stop it.
Okay. Okay. Cain Velasquez. I've heard rumors about him talking about returning. I don't know in what capacity, but have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. I haven't. No, it's interesting. Yeah, that guy went through a lot of injuries, man. A lot of injuries. With
Yeah,
MMA and whatnot.
he did, and then he had a stint in WWE, didn't? It didn't work for him. I think
I
he
don't know
actually
what
hit
happened
Brock
there.
Lesnar.
Oh, did
He
he?
actually hit.
Did
I
he?
think, I
Okay,
think I saw.
okay.
I think he actually like cuffed him one or something. During I think like a hammer fist. I don't know, but anyway, like his contract was terminated with them. So that was
Oh
it.
wow, okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that. I didn't follow that part, but I knew he
it
was in
was
WWE. Yeah.
was very short time, and I saw a report. I didn't read the report, but it said Kane to make his UFC return, but again, I don't know what capacity could be as a coach. I don't know,
He was
or
there.
maybe it could have been Spanish media, and it could be commented. I don't know.
Well, he was there, coach. He was in the corner of what's his name against Jim Miller. What's his name? The guy for him, Gabriel Benitez. He was in his corner, in this week's UFC. So he was
Mm,
there. So he's. I mean, he's still one of the coaches at AKA. So you know, that's
mm,
definitely something. Yeah.
fair enough. Question for you: Is Raquel Pennington and what's that woman called again? Buena. Is that for the belt?
When's that fight
The,
happening
the,
next
the
week?
297. 297? 297, yeah, 297.
Let's see.
Because I don't see it
No.
for the belt.
Said no.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah. Bantamweight title bout. Yeah, that's
297.
yeah. It says
It is.
title bout.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What do you think about that one?
Yeah, I
Did you look at
think
that?
if we quickly go through this card, obviously it's an
Oh, we don't have
exciting
to go
card.
through all of it. We can just go through some, like, I was
Yeah,
going to mention that one thing, to be honest, because I didn't know.
let's finish off by going through that card. I got to shoot off. But next week
All right.
UFC 297, we're gonna try and do a watch along, guys. So do try and catch that one. We're gonna try and watch it and react to it. Maybe Sean Strickland versus Duplessis. I think it's gonna be a interesting, fun fight.
Oh,
Though obviously, there's a lot of shit that they're gonna use for the post fight promotion and shit. The fight that they had at the whatever. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think Duplessis, I don't know, this is gonna be an interesting one because Sean Strickland definitely, he shocked the world with Izzy and whatnot. But I think Duplessis could do it in the grappling phase. But I don't know, Sean Strickland's got a great wrestling background as well, or he wrestles a lot. So, and he's a fighter. If you can't take out Sean Strickland in the first round or two, you know he's pushing that pace and he's gonna come with that style, yeah, and non-stop. And it's just his basics are so good. I think his basics are so good. He doesn't get hit much at all. So, you know, it's gonna be a fun fight. Fun fight.
I think that just to add to that, right? I give DDP props because Dana came to him and said, "Hey, you want to press charges on Sean after he assaulted you?" He's like, "Nah, man. Like, I bought that on myself." And I thought, "Wow, what
Oh
a
wow.
guy!"
He said that he bought it on himself, yeah.
Like, he was like, "No, no, like he literally vehemently said no. Like, I wouldn't do that because he knows that he was instrumental in that. So yeah."
Interesting. Interesting. It's not, listen, most fighters I don't think would unless you're Kobe and press charges.
Kobe,
He's the
the
only
boomerang.
dude. He's the only dude. Boomerang, Masvidal. And I'm not saying you should get assaulted or whatnot, but if you call it upon yourself, then it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's
So
very
this,
interesting fight. So,
yeah, the next fight, women's bantamweight, as you mentioned, Raquel Pennington versus what's the name,
Bueno.
Bruno Silva.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back on previous fights, man. I'm familiar with Raquel Pennington and trying to remember Bruno Silva. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't. I'm trying to visualize previous fights, man, but I can't. I don't have that. What do you think?
From what I remember, right, Raquel Pennington is tough. Rocky is a tough woman, right? I remember she had to fight with who was it, Nunez, or was it Shevchenko, and she was losing every single round, but she kept coming out. So she has hella heart and grit. But I feel like Myra has more to her game. Again, I like yourself. I don't remember seeing a lot of her fights, but she did beat Myra. Beat who did she beat recently? Holly Holm, no? Holly
It might
Holm.
have been Holly Holm, yeah.
She beat Holly Holm. Again, MMA math doesn't really mean anything much, but and Holly Holm is not at the best she was before. She has lost a bit of an edge. But I think, yeah, I do think Mara has more in her game than Raquel, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Cool, we'll see. We've got Neil Magny versus Mike Malott. We've got Chris Curtis versus Mark Andre I can't even say his name, man. But Arnold Allen, UK guy, British guy. Movsar versus, I can't even say his name. Movsar Evlov. Arnold Allen, I'm excited about. He had that last fight with, who was it? And it went back and forth.
Max, no?
Holloway, yeah.
I need to watch that fight again. Because I don't remember that fight. I just know Max is blessed.
I mean, I think, yeah, exactly. Max is just on another level. Arnold Allen is definitely was up and coming and amazing. He's number 3 ranked. I mean, he's amazing and whatnot, but Max Holloway was just different level. Good card, man. Look, I think it's gonna be a fun card. But yeah, let's guys, like we're gonna watch it. We're gonna try and watch it live and do a reaction. Actually, I'm not gonna say live. We're gonna record ourselves watching it, and then we'll put up that reaction and give a little fight talk and thoughts as the fights go on. Cool. Well, on that note, I gotta go, guys. It's been awesome to catch up. Well, it's good to catch up with fights. We'll catch up again next week. Let me take a quick social media pick. And yeah, man, appreciate the guys' support, appreciate people's support, man. Like just watching us and doing our thing and whatnot. I always appreciate that. All right,
keep learning, keep reading, and yeah, it's all in here.
Actually, let me get a bit picked because we talked about this fight. Here we go. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, people. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we out. Peace.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right, peace.